What's up, y'all? Cos Midnight Lights Gaming, recording live from somewhere. We're in here for another Forspoken demo. Like, what has this taught us? I've done what has the demo taught us about combat, parkour, and the map and different locations. So those are 3 videos out right now you should check out. This one is going to go through the menus, it's going to go through crafting, and it's going to go through healing, some customization, things along those lines. So we're going to be spending some time in the menu, so hopefully you know what you got into. Couple channel updates. I'm really looking forward to Forspoken. I'm excited to help folks decide if they're going to buy this game or not, because I know there's some hesitations out there, so I don't mind piloting it for you to see if you like it. So when the game comes out, I'm going to do a lot of Let's Plays, and I'm going to try and do some tip videos around combat, probably, because that's what I really like to focus on. But if there isn't a lot of Forspoken content out there, I may go back and do a replay and do some walkthrough. So let me know in the comments, like, what would help you decide if you want to buy this game. And other than that, I'm still doing a lot of stuff with Sifu, as always. And I'm starting to look at some early videos around Jedi Survivor, as well as Hogwarts Legacy. Still kind of figuring those 2 out in terms of what I want to dedicate to that. I mean, we've got Forspoken, Hogwarts Legacy. For me, Forspoken, probably Hogwarts Legacy, and then Jedi Survivor. So hopefully nobody needs anything from me for 3 or 4 months. Like, nothing from me. Not a moment of my time. I have my subscribers to think about. Okay, so those are channel updates. Let's get into it. I'm going to actually start a timer right now to make sure I don't go over 20 minutes for this video. What do you think we've done so far? 3? So again, it's Cos with Midnight Lights Gaming. Trying to bring you tutorials, really focusing on combat. Got a lot of stuff out there, so definitely check me out. Like and subscribe. Last thing is, I am on a push to 1,000 subs the second I make a single dollar from any of my videos. However I might make it, tips, promotions, YouTube, half of it's going to go to a charity we choose as a subscriber community, and no BS. I'm going to upload receipts. Y'all are going to see the money, every dime that comes in, every dime that goes out. So it's not a gimmick. I'm not trying to just get subs. I'm trying to figure out how to make this system work for doing some good. So check all of that out. All right, let's start with what you can do where. Because I think that's important. Sometimes it's sort of like, what can I do on the fly when I'm just out and about, compared to what do I have to go to a certain destination to craft, if that makes sense. But let's jump right into it. So one thing that you can do is you can upgrade your magic from anywhere, so long as you have enough mana. Again, check out some of my other videos on what's good with mana. But you can always upgrade your spells. You don't have to be at a certain location to do that. So I have 42 mana. It looks like I can modify this. You can see I'm just in the middle of I'm next to this refuge, which we'll go over in a second, but I can upgrade this now, so I'll do that. I probably could be more strategic in my choice. What did I get? Allows you to use crafting skills to turn break shards into shards, right? Okay, so that's I see the benefit of that. I think it's saying that you get all these break shards from the different treasures. When you get them, you can break them into shards of other types to help you craft other things. So that's actually a good one for this video, because maybe we'll be able to figure out exactly what that means when we go to the refuge and craft. So you can see on the fly, no problem, you can upgrade your spells if you have mana. Now, one thing you can't do, you can change which cloak, which is good, because you may decide, like, I imagine there are going to be some realms where you really need to focus on purple magic or red magic. Again, watch some other videos for what all of that means. So that's cool. You can definitely change your gear on the fly. Can you change your nails on? So nails are buffs. They give you buffs. You can see the ones that I've got: improved surge magic, all damage is -5. So, and you can change those on the fly too. I thought you had to do these in the Refuge, but you don't. So that's kind of cool. More options to do. Not having to go to one location to change things up is pretty great in IMO. So those are things you can do in the menu. Nails, you can change your nails to get different buffs. You can change your cloak and your necklace, or in other words, your gear. And you can upgrade your magic. So now let's go in the Refuge so I can show you what you can do in the Refuge. And of course we need to parkour into the door because it's my favorite thing to do. Delightful. All right, let me go over some. Let's start with here. So this is a Refuge. You can see them on the map. There are these little homes, these little house icons. There's another one I'll show you so you can actually see it. That's what a Refuge looks like. It's also where you can fast travel. So this is what you can do in a Refuge. And I could be wrong here. Okay, so one thing you can do you get to kind of choose some challenges you have throughout the game, and then when you complete that challenge, you get some boosts. So you can see here that at some point, I chose to do a challenge with this particular skill, which is leap. So when you go here, you'll be able to like pick a skill, and then you can accept a challenge around that skill to boost it. Like you can see, I'll get 38 mana. Is that all you get? You get mana if you do them? Or let me look at this one. Is it always mana? It's always mana. So you just get a bunch of mana when you complete these challenges, but let me show you. So if I wanted to choose, you get 3 challenges, at least at this point in the game, in the demo. Oh my god. So you need to build up power and damage enemies. Typically that means holding R2 with this particular spell. And it looks like when you do that 10,000 times, holy shit, maybe you don't have to do it with this particular spell, and it's just charging a rock. Which magic is this? This is phrase magic. Yeah, so it's just charging a rock, I think, or your spell that does like a machine gun rock situation. Either way, when you do this 10,000 times, which feels like an awful lot, it boosts your damage, gives you +1 purple magic, which is a big deal. And I guess maybe it doesn't give you mana, but this one does. Oh no, yeah, you get the upgrade, but you can, I guess you can convert your upgrade back to mana if you want. Let's just do it. So I think I've upgraded this already once. Yeah, so you can see that's exactly what it is. I don't need to show you. So Scattershot level 2, that means that whatever this challenge was, I've already boosted this one time. It looks like you can boost your spells multiple times through these different challenges. And if you boost it and want to unboost it, you can convert it back to mana. Which is kind of cool because it will give you more options to kind of be like, you know, I'm never using this spell, so I'm going to downgrade it from a level 3 to a level 2 so I can get some more mana to boost something else. Anyway, so what you would do is if you haven't chosen your 3 challenges to help boost a spell, you come in here, you pick which 3 just by holding X on PS5. Now, you have 3. Once you get them and you complete it, it will look like this. It'll have this swirly purple thing going on. You hold X to upgrade, and now I should have a leap level 2. I get improved stamina, recovery rate, better purple magic. So what do they call this? Spellcraft. Yeah, so it's not a challenge, they call it Spellcraft. So now that it's not called leap level 2, it's just enhanced leap, which is great. And now I can move on to this one and hold accept, and now this is my new Spellcraft challenge. And it tells me right here, so it's the Scattershot, which is one of my spells in phrase magic. So I've already done this one. I've done flow however many times, that improves stamina recovery rate, so I'm just going to upgrade that. And, you know, my experience was that, you know, particularly the 3 that I chose had everything to do with parkour, and I just found I didn't have to try that hard to get these. Like, I was just messing around, running around, and I got most of these, which is good. You know, sometimes it's annoying when challenges really take you away from your natural style of combat. I mean, it's good because it teaches you to broaden your horizons and everything, but let's see if I can... Yeah, let's do some challenges with seedless magic so you can kind of see what do I use a lot. I use the spear a lot. So defeat enemies that are vulnerable. So I would get this one so fast if we were doing more of a combat thing. Oh, okay. So this is another traversal one. That's interesting. So that does kind of tell you that parkour magic is going to come from Frey and seedless magic. So that's cool. That is everything around spellcraft. Now, you can only choose these spellcraft challenges in the Refuge. I'm gonna check to confirm that and leave here real quick. But you can check in on them, but you can't change them. You can't like actually upgrade the spell when you finish the challenge when you're outside of the Refuge. So like I can go here, I can see, okay, boom, I've got this, but I can convert stuff back to mana, upgrades back to mana, but I can't undo this as my spellcraft unless I'm in the Refuge. This is cool though, it does tell you, it does kind of show you with these sparkles what's upgraded. Yeah. All right. Let's see, what else is on my list? Healing Draughts. So let's talk about healing while we're out here. Do I need to do something? Can I see my healing, please? There it is. So that 11 down in the lower, in the lower left-hand corner, I don't know what, so I guess I need a parkour around. So those diamonds, way down in the lower left, those diamonds are your stamina. The bar at the bottom is your life. And those 11, that 11 there, that's the maximum number, that's your draughts, your healing draughts. Oh, hey, friends. Now, what I've noticed is that you can use crafting to increase the amount of drafts that you get. I'll show you that in a second. It's still not entirely clear to me when you auto heal versus when you need to heal yourself with down on the D-pad. Up on the D-pad? Nope, down on the D-pad. So that's the basics of that. You've got your life, you've got how many healing drafts you have. So let's talk about healing drafts, because I did find it was very annoying not to be able to craft healing drafts on the fly. I had to come here to do it, which was really pretty annoying, and I hope there is an upgrade to help you do that. So these are some more things as of right now, based on the demo, you have to do in the Refuge, but this is definitely a question I have going into the full game. Can I eventually make healing drafts outside of the Refuge? So I'm guessing that upgrade I did now allows me to break down clusters into different kinds of, you know, basically metals or blooms, clusters, different clusters. So you get these traveling around, defeating enemies. They give you all kinds of different rocks and gems and, you know, blooms. And it looks like the thing that I just upgraded around in that last part of the video is like being able to change a Welkin cluster to a Fervid cluster, a Welkin bloom to a Fervid bloom, a Fervid cluster to a Leaden cluster. Just lets you convert them, which I imagine is good because you're going to need those to upgrade your different cloaks, your nails, things like that. I'm cloaks and necklaces and nails, I think. So anyway, let's stick to healing drafts. You can see bomb flax right now is, as far as we know, is what you need 2 of those to create a healing draft. Now, you can't choose, you can't like, it won't allow you to make all 11 at once. You just have to hold X and it'll go faster and faster and faster each time. And that's really it. Again, it's kind of a nuisance to have to come in here. Oh, that's cool. It tells you where you can find the material that you need. Let's go here and see if it does. Dropped by enemies. Oh, that's cool. That's actually really cool. Dropped by enemies. It tells you specific enemies that drop that. So all of these look like they're dropped by enemies. Neat. Neat. Okay, that's healing drafts. That's, you know, converting clusters, which is new to me, and blooms. So that's everything in crafting right now. The other thing you can do, not on the fly, but here in the Refuge, is upgrade things like your cloak and your necklaces. So let's focus on cloak upgrades, because there's some really cool stuff with this. I'm going to go to a random cloak. I'm going to say, okay, I'm looking at this right now, and here's what I know. This cloak gives me some good health, not great defense, and there's no purple and red magic buffs. But you can see the one I've upgraded already a couple times. I've upgraded purple and red magic on this, which is something you can do. So let's go to this one again. So health, defense, which one would I actually use? So yeah, let's upgrade this one. Tons of health, better defense, already has 6 purple magic. So again, there's so much room for customization. I'm not going to spend a million hours here, but here's what I can tell you. So what looks like is going to be a possibility at some point in the game is you'll be able to upgrade the buffs for purple and red magic. I can't do it right now because I need to upgrade. I can look and see. No, I can't. I can't see what's needed to do this, but eventually I think we'll be able to upgrade the specific magic buffs. Now, you have the skill to upgrade how much of a health buff your cloak is. So you can see I use knock tight, and again, you can press triangle to see where to find these, where break is highly concentrated. That's cool. I'm not sure what that means though. Found in the field. Huh. Just seems like in random and less common places. Lambent Bloom is dropped by enemies, particular enemies. So that's cool. I'm still learning the enemies. The names make it kind of hard to remember exactly what's what. I'm sure I'll come up with my own names. Anyway, so I'll boost health a couple times. Great, boom, done. Now another skill is required, so you'll be able to boost your defense, you'll be able to boost your magic eventually. Right now we can't do that. I can boost the health. And this says it's about a skill, not because I don't have particular items. Okay, now the other thing is you have these 3 sort of buffer spots, and you get to select which buffs you want for your cloak. So you really get to customize. Again, I imagine there may be times where I'm like, okay, I really only need purple magic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really focus on purple magic with this cloak. And so obviously if I had the skill available, I'd upgrade purple magic as much as possible. And then yeah, I could just add this, and it just takes 1 grainstone. I've got 25. So you do need to use some items to insert the buff that you want, but there's just so much room for customization. It really is one of the builds are going to be a big part of this game. The question remains is how much do you need to really craft and curate your build to take on enemies in different realms. I imagine, based on some of the boss fights from the previews and trailers, that it's possible that you're really going to need to be like, this cloak and this necklace are for using purple magic. This cloak is for Sela's or Frey's magic, and I forget which ones are purple and red, but let's see if anything else really speaks to me as purple magic. No. And it looks like, so you can't do the same one twice. More damage inflicted. So none of these really kind of tell me. But again, you could kind of base it on a particular boss fight. Oh, wow. Okay, so, and then each one you choose is going to require different resources to add it in. Enemies are down longer. I'm here for that. I think we're going to go over 20 minutes. But hey, I do this for the people, you know? It's what I do. It's not about time. It's not about YouTube algorithms, except that it totally is. Okay, so those are cloaks, and it's really the same thing for necklaces. What's clear to me about necklaces, though, is they're going to provide much bigger buffs around, what seems to be going on is that they're going to provide much bigger buffs around magic than health and defense. So so it's sort of like cloaks are more about health and defense and a little less about magic buffs. Necklaces are more about magic buffs and less about health and defense buffs. Which one do I have? So this one does, but you know, clearly you can make them all do you some favors, but just based on their like default, how you get them, how they come to you, that seems to be the case. As you can see, I've already kind of focused on this one. It has big magic buffs that came with it. This one had good ones too, but not quite as good. So let's see if I can do some more upgrades of this, but it's the exact same thing. You can see that, you know, I'm not able to upgrade health and defense because I don't have the skill to upgrade necklaces, health and defense. I guess I do have the skill for cloaks, but not necklaces. And then I can use Tall Aster. Let's see where we find this. Found mainly in Visoria. I don't know what that means. Usually an area thick with grass and flowers. Okay, cool. Let's do some upgrading. So I'll upgrade red magic and purple magic. And then, yeah, this is kind of nice because it's just like, this is my default necklace. It helps with both. But let's see if there's like a necklace that would really help a lot more with yeah, so maybe I combine, not a lot more. But you know, you could focus one really on having a lot more purple magic, again, and then you could kind of focus on that for a particular enemy that's vulnerable to it. Neat, neat, neat. Cool, cool, cool. So that's upgrading cloaks and necklace size. And, you know, I thought, it looks like you can do nails from anywhere, but can you upgrade nails? Let's see. All right, let's just go over nails in general. So you start with all of the, I don't think I got any, I don't think I've acquired any nail polishes from the demo. Maybe I have. So it costs 1 Lambent cluster to change it. All of these nails come with their own buffs, and then you can choose a left hand and a right hand buff. I'm not seeing a way to change which buffs are involved with these. Maybe you can do that somewhere else. But you can see there's a bunch of different buffs. All spell damage, all damage to you -5. Surge magic, recharge rate. That's pretty good. The surge magic is like the super magic spell that you can use with R2L2 on PS5. Some of these I'm still gonna have to learn. Top level attack magic can set enemies on fire. I don't know what top level attack magic is. Sealess spell damage. So again, you'll be able to, there's clearly a ton of room for customization. I mean, just an absolute ton. But let's just, you know, we'll use 1 Welkin cluster to paint our nails. And if we wanted to paint it back, we'd have to use another one. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, great. So that's it. I thought, it seems to me that you'd be able to change your nail buffs. Maybe, do I do that here? No, this is all spellcraft. This is all spellcraft. Again, sort of choosing those challenges. So it doesn't look like you can really customize your nails as much based on what I'm seeing here. But you can paint your nails on the fly, which, who doesn't want that? Create a cloak. Okay, great. Raw materials. Let's see, what's else on my list? We're at 21 minutes here. Learn spells on the fly. Upgrade and decide challenges at refuges. Yes, cloaks, necklaces, nails, great. We talked a lot about customization. Plants, rocks, and coins. Okay, so let's go over raw materials. Who doesn't want to do that? Let me go out into a more... Oh no, we'll hang out with the cat. The cat will help us. The familiar is going to help us think about our raw materials. So the way that I've been... So a couple of things we already have sort of talked about with raw materials is you can kind of see if you need to do something, anything that requires using raw materials, you can press triangle to see where you can get those. So that's interesting. You can do that on the fly. You can do that in your crafting menu in the refuges. So let's go to resources. This is where we can see all of the different raw materials we have and our healing drafts. So firewood is used to make a camp, which I'm pretty sure we're going to do that actually. I'll try to remember. Let's go out and build a camp and see what we can do. I'm glad we saw this. Grainstone, it doesn't tell you exactly what it helps you build, but this menu is obviously just kind of showing you all the different things that you have. And I'm trying to think if there's, plants seem to, help with your healing drafts and certain other things, whereas minerals are more around, and these break shards are more around your necklaces and things like that. A rail value using crafting material. Yeah, I wonder if any of these you get are just sold for more break shards. So maybe I'll go over a little bit about where you get raw materials, and we're also going to go build a fire. Oops, I think there was more plants, rocks, and coins. Let's go. Did we see resources? I don't see coins on here. My face is in the way a little bit. Let's go to archive, though, because I think resources is in here. Yeah, you can get more details about resources in the archive from, the healing drought, which we talked about. Drought? I'm going to call it draft. Because, who doesn't want a beer that heals you on draft? There's hardly anything out there who doesn't... Oh, no, we don't care about that. Firewood. It's perfect for building a warming blaze, setting up camp. It's all relatively hard to come by. If you find some, be sure to grab it. Interesting. I haven't seen anywhere... I don't think I've picked up wood. I think you start the demo with these. So here's all of the different materials I've come into contact with. There are so many. I don't know what they're expecting. Like, are you supposed to actually understand these? But there was some that I think we haven't... Janoon's Mantle. I haven't seen a lot of these. Brewing medicines, interesting. The one I wanted to talk, I think, are nuggets. I thought, where are coins? You get coins for stuff. Let's see what a nugget is. A metallic remnant of some long since rusted human implement or other material itself shows no physical signs of break's influence. So yeah, I guess all of these are from the break, these clusters. Making it very useful in crafting material. Okay, what's a feather do? While its original owner was undoubtedly corrupted by the break, I mean, obviously. The corruption influence has lent it certain properties for craft. So these are all crafting materials. Let me see if in the archive I can find, because one of the things that you get are coins. These are different cloaks. So it's interesting, there's a whole other place you can read about. You can get a little more details. Ooh, what's this? I haven't seen this one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's in there. It's just called 3. Cool. I am loving the paint and nail stuff, though. I'm loving a game testing out what it means to have a person of color lead whose buffs come from not just your sword and your muscles and your armor. I think it gives us an opportunity to, embrace the future as more feminine. Games don't have to be the same. Characters don't have to be the same. Anyway, not what this video is meant for. I'm going to try and do some more videos that kind of go there with, politics and societal norms and things like that. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out, is it in World? Justice, Tales of Tantas. No, these are like the things you pick up. I'm going to just try one. Tutorial statistics. No, it would be in resources. Maybe I haven't gotten any. Maybe I haven't gotten any coins because in this I've done 2 playthroughs. So this playthrough I wanted to kind of show things for the first time. Okay, no worries. Let's go ahead and just go over the last thing we're going to do, right? Yeah, is I'm going to show you some treasures. I'm going to show, and as we cruise around, we're going to look for raw materials just so you kind of get a sense of what that's like. And then one thing I'll show you real quick under settings, which I think is probably an accessibility setting, is automatic picking up of thingies. Automatic item gathering. So that's my go-to. I'd rather not have to hit try. It reminds me of like, oh my god. Red Dead Redemption 2, where it's just like, there's so much skinning and picking up shit. I just would so much rather that stuff happen fast and automatically. It drove me bananas, particularly when I started playing it more online. Okay, so let's go find some treasures. which are on our map as little purple circles. Got one here. And we'll go get these two, and then we'll call it good. If you want to see more about like the different kinds of locations based on the demo, check out my other video on that. We should be able to see our little purple markers somewhere. No? I just set those for funsies? Just for cutesy funsies? Oh, here we go. Just going in the wrong direction, bro. Ah, yes, so satisfying. I'm really getting the hang of that. Don't forget, I also have a whole video on all things traversal. Let's see. So the other thing good to go over when thinking about getting raw materials is you can press up on the D-pad, and you can do this while you're running. It's a cuff scan, so see, yeah, you do have to hold square for that. Still getting used to it a little bit. Okay, so we've got a treasure. It looks like a puzzle box, which I'm definitely, hopefully I have enough mana to not have to do this and waste your time.
Looks like some kind of lock.
Yeah, I think this is my first lock puzzle, so there's a chance I really get a coin from here. Let's see if I can do it real quick. Some of the first ones you can do pretty quick. No, let's use some mana. Interesting. So this might give us a chance to, a new archive entry has been found, so we'll go check that out. And we got an old coin. Let's look at it in the archive. Okay, so it is a resource with firewood and healing drought. Athean silver, so this is my first coin in this playthrough, but you get them at like almost all of the treasure, or a lot of the treasures. And there are a ton of treasures on the map. Athean silver was once quite valuable in the days before the break. Families who could afford to do so would have stockpile. The cashless economic system of current day SIPL has robbed these coins of their primary value, but it isn't impossible to find individuals who are willing to trade for them. So it looks like maybe this is the thing that you can, this is a currency of some kind. It's not something you use for crafting, unlike the materials. Okay, cool. Let's go see a little bit. So let's see, I'm gonna take on these things. Let's see what they're called. We're all learning. Maricotis. They're deer, basically, elk, and they're vulnerable to Seela's magic. So that's not Seela's magic. Yeah. Hey, that didn't feel good for you, did it? Don't mind if I kick. Where? See, this is. I get so frustrated because I can't freaking tell where they're coming from. But I guess that arrow should probably help me. Miss me. Didn't miss me that time.
You're mine.
You are mine. Not a great grade. But I got materials from that. And you can see your grade impacts your drop rate, which impacts how many materials you got. I didn't see anywhere what materials I got, but that's just an example. Obviously, taking enemies is going to have is help you get materials. We also saw that from checking out the details in the menu. Let's see, I've got a couple other treasures I just want to kind of check out to see a little bit more about what we get, what kind of materials we can expect from treasure boxes, and then we're really going to wrap up. So those are the same tangos. I'm not going to take them on. If I see something real easy, I might take it on so we can see. I'll look a little more closely to see if I, like, does it tell us what materials we get? I gotta tell you, doing this video is getting me a little more psyched for the game. The customization stuff is like no joke. I feel like such a schmo doing this shit, dude. Like, why does two go at a time? I just want one to go at a time sometimes, you know? it's weird because in my first playthrough I struggled with this. And I was like, I'm never gonna figure these out. And then I got like 4 in a row, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. And now I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if that gets annoying, or if you like kind of get into a rhythm. So that was, I got an old coin. Now this one I don't think is a locked one. Yeah, and you can parkour open shit. I mean, that's just, why doesn't every game have so that gets me crabgrass. So materials in typical, oh, and here's some bomb flax. That's for getting health. Let's see if there are minerals sometimes, so you can see when you press up on the D-pad, it's going to show you where enemies are, but also any raw materials. See if there's any more around here. So unlock, like treasures that aren't locked are going to give you materials. Treasures that are locked and you have to do the little puzzle are going to give you what seems like coins. At least that's been my experience so far. So some more bomb flax here. A lot of tangos. I'm not gonna really mess with. Let's see if we can find some minerals and mana. There is mana scattered throughout everything. The thing I'll tell you about that though is I don't think the mana respawns. Like, you're not gonna be able to farm mana, really. Because once you get it, you get it. Whereas I think materials do come back and respawn. So this is what mana looks like. It does show up on when you press up on the D-pad. And you can see, I mean, I'm getting 1 mana for it. Mana is a big deal, as you would know from playing your magic deck. What was the one other thing? Yeah, I was gonna see if I could find some, like, rocks. And by rocks, I mean, what, minerals? I want to respect what this game's trying to do, but there are a lot of materials to keep track of. And again, that's why I'm sort of like, the demo's cool. It really it's given me a good impression of what to expect, but like, why are we focused on minerals? What's going on with that? What's the break, and what does that have to do with anything? You know, they dropped us into this with so little story that sometimes it made the details of the game feel pretty like, what is this? What the F am I even doing right now? Alright, let me take on these tangos just so I can... Oh, that is cool. So you can... I didn't realize that you can't use R3 to target a tank. Is it telling me what I'm getting? It's telling me my experience. It's not telling me what materials I'm getting. Mana plus 14. Okay, that seems like a lot. Anyway, I'm not sure if we're going to see any minerals, but there are minerals that you can find sort of scattered throughout the game. I heard something there, but yeah. So press up to check stuff out. That's really it, y'all. Not bad. 35, less than an hour like my last one. So hey, marginally better. So in this video, we went over some good stuff around crafting, what you can do in a refuge and what you can't, buffs, customization of nails, necklace, and cloak, and that's what the demos taught us. I think the big take home, the real pluses are like heavy customization. I mean, you can change all of your buffs with spellcrafting. You can really choose which spells you like use a lot and focus on, and then you can upgrade them by doing those spellcrafting challenges we talked about. There is so much room for customization and creating a fray that is really your style of combat, or kind of like Elden Ring in some ways, though I'm not comparing the two games. Like, you can create a build. You could really have a red magic build. You could have a purple magic. My guess is that based on the demo, you're going to need both. You're going to need to be good at both. But this is only one realm. I'm not, maybe one realm requires all purple, like everything there is vulnerable to purple magic. Other take-homes are, you know, you've got to do some upgrading in the Refuge, but you actually can do quite a bit, not of upgrading, but you can do customization outside of the Refuge in terms of changing your necklace, your cloak, your nails. Changing your nails does cost some materials. But in the Refuge, that's where you choose your spellcrafts. That's where you upgrade your cloak and necklace. Some question marks that I think are still out there with everything are, you know, will I be able to unlock skills? And we can check this out real quick. Will I be able to unlock skills that allow me to upgrade basically anything I want of any item I want? So if each cloak and each necklace gives health and defense buffs as well as red and purple magic buffs, am I going to be able to unlock some skill that really allows me to do as much of that as I want? Allows you to use your crafting skills to combine break shards. Yeah, that doesn't help. Let's check Sealess. See if Sealess magic gives us any crafting goodness. I don't think so. Drag and drop, a ranged attack. Nope. Amplify allows you to use crafting skills to increase the amount of which a cloak improves your magic. So that is good. I mean, that costs a lot of mana, but that, I think, is the skill you need to be able to, because with cloaks, yeah, with cloaks right now I have the ability to upgrade health and defense, but not magic. So yeah, it's just a skill you have to unlock. Like, they're not lying to you in the menu. Like, I can't upgrade any of these cloaks magic right now, just my health and defense. All right, that's really it. 38 minutes, probably a little more than that. I really appreciate y'all. I have enjoyed this video a lot, and thank you so much for watching. I made my push to 1,000 subs, so make sure to like and subscribe.